Hello Capricorn, how you doing? I hope you're really well. Look, there you are. My name is Diane and this is Madam Butterfly Tarot. And we are going to do a love reading for July, but you know, timeless reading, so whenever you happen to find this is when the messages are meant for you. You're very, very welcome here, Capricorn. Thank you so much for taking the time to you know, check out the reading. I appreciate it a lot. And if you feel like liking and subscribing for me, I would appreciate that so much as well. Okay, so I want to start off with one of these Belinda Grace excuse me, put that over there, with one of these Belinda Grace True Love reading cards, I think they're called. So what does Capricorn need to know about love? What is coming towards Capricorn in love? What is coming towards Capricorn in love? The Garden and the Divine Feminine. Okay. Oh, that's really beautiful. So you have the, look at that. Sorry, I'm getting all excited here for you, Capricorn. So you have the Garden here. Okay, so you see in this card there's, am I holding that straight? Let me just make sure it's focused. See how you have that woman lying in the middle of her garden, and she's got like all the fruit and like the vegetables and stuff, and everything she has is there. And it's come out with the Divine Feminine, and you have the Divine Masculine at the bottom of the deck. Beautiful. So this card here, the Garden, it talks about, it's very similar message to the Divine Feminine. So I don't know if you're the Divine Feminine or you're waiting for them to come along, but either way, you know, you got both here. So basically you have your divine counterpart coming towards you, Capricorn, okay? It's really just a question of patience and kind of tending to your own garden, because this is what the Garden card talks about. And it's kind of very similar to the Empress energy, you know, because that is what the Divine Feminine is all about. You know, once you get into your Divine Feminine status, or I should say state, sorry, once you get into your Divine Feminine state, it's very much a state of contentment. You know, it's not a state of like needing someone else to tend your garden, as it were. It's like knowing that you can kind of relax and be present in the moment and be content with where you are now and what you have now, and kind of filling your own cup, you know what I mean? So I feel like you're kind of waiting. It's like a state of being in waiting for your Divine Masculine to come, but I also feel, or your Divine Feminine, but I feel like you are kind of learning patience, like learning to sort of live in the moment and realize that you actually have everything that you need. Because the Garden, the masculine kind of, this is really the feminine energy of this deck, and then you also have the Gardener, which is like the masculine energy. So it's kind of like the feminine is waiting for the masculine Gardener to come along and like tend the garden, as it were. But you know, it's a recognition that while you're waiting, you have everything that you need and you can basically just relax. That's basically the message. And also maybe if you're working a little bit too hard, Capricorn, because you do have that vibe. You know, I always associate with like workaholics and like overworking with Capricorn energy. Not in a negative way, just in a, you know, just you guys work too hard, I think sometimes. You kind of expect too much of yourselves sometimes. It's maybe also a sort of getting that balance, that good work-home life balance, because that is also you know, what the Divine Feminine talks about. It talks about kind of because sometimes I think, you know, the feminine can kind of get into this masculine energy, because that is kind of almost what's expected of you in this world, that you should work hard and that you should be on a schedule and that you should, you know, not really take time for yourself to relax and look after your body and look after your health and like appreciate your home and whatever, right? But actually that's very much divine feminine energy, is, you know, taking time out to kind of groom and like look after your home and have nice things and like cook a healthy meal for yourself, you know, this type of energy. So I feel like that's, you're just kind of in your divine feminine at the moment, or you're learning more and more every day how to be in your divine feminine, and it's attracting this divine masculine. Like the more that you can be in the divine feminine energy, the more it's going to attract this masculine in, you know, because the divine feminine is very much a kind of inner energy, you know, like a receptive energy, whereas like the masculine energy is much more of a kind of outwards focus, like an outwards push. So the more that the feminine kind of becomes the divine feminine, like the more she's willing to let someone else help and let someone else kind of look after her a little bit, you know what I mean, even though she doesn't need it, right? It's that kind of energy of not working yourself into the ground, you know, of like allowing space for yourself to be the feminine. And also, you know, if you're the masculine, this is probably what your feminine is going through at the moment, and it's kind of making space for you to come in as the masculine, you know. But yeah, you definitely have a masculine coming in here, a divine masculine. Who's this person coming towards Capricorn? Wow. Okay, let's see what we've got here. So you have the Eight of Wands came shooting out. So this is going to happen a lot faster than you think it is. The more that you give in to this divine feminine energy, or you know, you swap it around as it fits you, okay? But the more that you give into this divine feminine energy, I feel like the quicker this is going to happen. It's almost like that catch-22 of like, the more that like that, not the less that you care, but the more that you kind of surrender to the process and like surrender to the fact that you can't make this person come in. You know, like you can't be in control of everything, like you can't control when this person comes in. All you can do is surrender to the process, because the thing is, you're learning all along the process. You know, you're learning things, your masculine's learning things, but I feel like it's going to come in very fast, because you see how fast that came out as well, and that is the energy of the Eight of Wands. It's kind of something happening very fast. And I also have to say, I think many things are going to move very fast. It's going to be like a domino effect. This could be someone with Pisces in their chart, for sure, because you also have the King of Cups here. But I feel like this is someone you've been waiting for, and then it's just going to happen all of a sudden. Like all of a sudden you're both going to be in alignment, and then the dominoes fall. Because I feel like this person had to get a new perspective as well, because that's, you know, this is divine masculine as well. Like they don't start, you know, you don't start off in divine feminine, they don't start off in divine masculine, right? This is like a process for both of you, because the divine, it's like this thing, it's almost like the more the feminine becomes the divine feminine, it's more, it like produces this divine masculine energy in the masculine, right? So it's like the more that you step into this feminine, the more that they're able to become the masculine. So they're also being prepared. So they also had to get a new focus, right? This is the reason for the delay. But this person's energy is beautiful. You have the King of Cups here and the Page of Pentacles. So first off, I want to say, I think this person might be a little shy, or at least a little reserved, you know, maybe a little quiet, you know, definitely, like, I wouldn't say extrovert. I don't know. King of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Not that they don't have any friends or anything. I'm sure they're extrovert when they want to be, you know, but I think most of the time this person is very in control. You know, King of Cups energy is someone with a lot of self-mastery. Could also be a Libra, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or a Libra with the King of Cups. Self-mastery, lots of self-control, but also, you know, lots of love. The King of Cups is like the king of love, but the good thing about the King of Cups, why are you moving? What are you doing? You know, he's not like ruled by his emotions. he's in touch with his emotions but not ruled by them. He's not super reactionary, like he's not going to fly off the handle at the least little thing, you know what I mean? And this Page of Pentacles here, they could be younger than you. Virgo Capricorn energy with the Page of Pentacles, but it just makes me think they're a little shy, or maybe it's something around that area. It's like shy or cautious. Maybe you might be dealing with someone very reserved, very cautious. They like to think about things a lot before they do them. It's definitely not someone that rushes into things with the Hanged Man, the King of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. Definitely not someone that rushes into things. However, I feel they are going to rush with this communication. I feel like it's going to happen all of a sudden. Maybe they think you're going to get away or something. I don't know. Page of Pentacles, you might have met this person, or you might meet them when you start a new job, or they start a new job, or you start studying something new or learning something new. You may also meet this person after they've had some kind of transformation, or after you have. I want to put that there. You might meet this person when you've just quit a job and started a new job, or you've just quit, like maybe you're learning some kind of new course or something. It's like you stopped doing something, you started learning something else, is when you met this person, or you will meet them. What else about this person coming in here for Capricorn? Six of Swords. You guys, this is just going to be a case of sailing off into the sunset together. You may have had to wait a long time for this person to come in. Yeah, look, divine timing. The Wheel of Fortune. You've had to wait, I think, a long time for this person to come in. But once it comes in, it's literally just going to be a case of like you're both in alignment. And it's just like sailing off into the sunset together. Literally. Two of Swords. Let me reshuffle that because I'm not sure why you're giving me that, Spirit. Clarify this. It could be that you're not going to see this communication coming, or you're not going to see, yeah, like the Moon. I think this is going to blindside you a little bit. Like either meeting this person, the way that you meet them, because it could be for some of you, like you start a new job or you start learning something new and you're not thinking about this person, like you're not thinking about meeting someone new. I feel like you're focused on money, and then you meet them. Because the Death card is like a huge, some kind of huge shift. They could also be a Scorpio. It's some kind of huge shift. So for some of you, it's like you chose to end a career, and then you went and did another job, and then you meet them. But this person, I want to say, has had some kind of death, like some kind of, they've undergone some kind of huge transformation in their own life. But I feel like that's separate from you. But yeah, see with this Moon and that Two of Swords, you're not going to see this communication coming in, or you're not going to expect to meet them. Even if you've been waiting to hear from this person, it's still going to surprise you, because I think they've taken so long, because it's been a question of, because I used to get, like when I did personal readings, I used to get a lot of questions like about time, like when is this going to happen, which is totally fair, you know, we all want to know timing, but it usually turns out to be a question, in fact not usually, always, it's a question of alignment rather than days and hours and weeks, you know what I mean? This is why some people like their journeys are a lot faster, because they don't resist the process as much. They just kind of surrender. I am not one of those people, if that makes you feel any better. I'm a resistor. Took me a long time to learn how to surrender, but yeah, for some people they just surrender and it happens very fast. For others it takes a longer time. But I feel like you've been waiting a long time for this person, and then it's just like I said, there they are, just out of the blue. And I think it's a lot of communication all at once, or like what they're going to say takes you back, like it takes you aback, you know. It could be a Virgo you're dealing with here. Clarify this Eight of Wands, please. Clarify this Eight of Wands, please. Yeah, see? No communication for so long. and then it's going to happen very fast. You have the cards are not coming out, but you've been waiting a long time for this. So you have the 8 of Wands clarified by the 10 of Wands. Okay. Clarify this Hanged Man. So this is someone that's left you out in the cold, or they were left out in the cold, or they kind of left you hanging. This person kind of left you hanging a little bit. Oh no, that's the 3 of Pentacles. Excuse me, that's even better. Oh, they might have been in another connection, this person. Let me see what else comes out. Clarify this King of Cups. Clarify this King of Cups, please. You have the King of Cups with the 10 of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. All right, I'm gonna call this and say this is the same energy that's been coming through for you for the last few weeks. I think this person's been in another connection, because you see this 10 of Cups here and the Page of Swords. It's like they're leaving it behind. I think you're dealing with someone really sweet with the King of Cups energy. Maybe a little passive. All right. Anything for a quiet life, or like they don't like conflict. It could definitely be Libra energy, or they have Libra in their chart somewhere. Libras don't like conflict. You know, they'll pretty much do anything to stop being in a conflict, which is lovely. But, you know, I think here it's maybe that this person doesn't even have to have been a bad connection. It's just that they maybe got themselves stuck in a connection they didn't really want to be in. And they were kind of too passive to say like, look, I don't want to be here anymore. But I see them leaving it behind, because then you have this Ace of Pentacles, see? Coming in to make you that offer. They might be a little nervous that you don't want this, because, I don't know, maybe they didn't tell you. Oh my god, that's what it is. Oh my god. That's what that is. What is this all about? What's going on with all these cards and stuff today? Sorry guys. Okay, there's something about this quote that they want to bring up. So this person's been dealing, they've been doing some shadow work. Okay. You're dealing with someone here who has a bit of a blocked throat chakra for some reason. A blocked throat chakra tends to be from some kind of like, it is some kind of abuse. It could be like childhood bullying, or like, you know, something to do with their household or something like that. But basically the throat chakra gets blocked when you learn that it's not okay to speak your emotions and like talk about how you feel and what you want. So I think this person has at some point kind of just learned to just be passive and just accept things that are happening around them, even if they don't really want it. They're just like, okay, but you know, I'm not going to speak up for myself, because like I know there'll be consequences to that, and it's too hard, and I don't want the conflict, and it's just easier if I just go along with what people want from me. Also, I used to suffer, I'm not so bad now, but I used to have a really blocked throat chakra, and oftentimes it can come to the point where you just literally, you can't get the words out. You literally cannot get the words out, or sometimes even you'll be saying things and people just don't hear you. It's the most bizarre thing. Like, you can be literally having a conversation with someone and you'll say something, and then they say something back to you and you're like, you didn't hear what I said. And then they just carry on. So I think you're dealing with someone that's had a blocked throat chakra, and it's something about meeting you, or someone, you know, they've just been, they're stepping into their divine feminine, divine masculine, or it could be divine feminine here. You swap these roles as you wish, okay? But it's something to do for a lot of you. It's because they met you, and you're kind of bringing out this divine masculine in them, which is also this, because it's the same, divine feminine and divine masculine is basically about stepping into your confidence. So it's the same thing. Divine feminine will also be learning to speak up for themselves, you know, what they want. Like, I'm not doing that, you know, I'm not going to stay in a relationship just because it's just for a quiet life. That's no way to live your life. You know. So I think you're dealing with someone here, speaking up for themselves is a big deal for them. It's like this burden, like there was a huge block for them in terms of speaking up for themselves and what they wanted, because I think they have a lot of subconscious fears around speaking their truth, or they used to. But it's like you're both kind of making each other strong, you know, so you're making this person strong, you're making them able to speak up for themselves, and it's because they want you, they want to be with you. So I think that's what you're dealing with here. Clarify the Six of Swords, please. Definitely coming in with an offer here. I would say this Death card is about, like, for most of you, ending this relationship, whatever it is. Could also be family. Ten of Cups with the Three of Pentacles. It might be family. Like, they might have, I don't want to say children, you know. I'm thinking here more like a parent or brothers and sisters or something that are very, I don't know, there's some kind of tie that's stopping them from coming towards you. It's one of the two things, okay? Clarify the Six of, yeah, because you have, look, this Eight of Swords here. They felt stuck. The Eight of Swords, they weren't actually stuck, but they felt stuck, and it's because they couldn't speak up for themselves. Because that's the thing, when your throat chakra is blocked, you're so scared of speaking up for yourself, because you've learned at some point that when you do that, there's a consequence, and it's not a good consequence, right? Look at that. See, at the bottom of the deck, you have this Nine of Wands, and then you have this Page of Wands. So I feel like this Page of Wands, so you have the 9 and then this wand here, right? So that's 10 wands. So there's been some kind of completion here. And this Page of Wands is you. This is meeting you. It's inspired them. It's given them, like, inspiration, and it's made them be like, oh my god, like, I don't have to live my life like this. I don't have to stay in relationships or family, like toxic family, something like that, or like some kind of toxic family situation maybe that they didn't want to be in. Because this Nine of Wands, there's pressure. There's been some kind of pressure to live their life a certain way according to family rules, or there's been like some kind of abuse from like a romantic partner, like it's something like that. It's like emotional abuse, or like a lot of pressure to live their life a certain way, something like this. But you broke that. Like, when you came in, there was something about the way that you came in that they were like, oh, I don't have to live my life like this anymore. So I'm not going to. So I think they've left a partner, or they've left a family situation or something. Clarify this. I think they were in it for a long time as well. This Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. I think they were in it. It's something pretty substantial. Like, they probably own property with this person, or there's some kind of money tie-in or something like that. And you have the Justice card here, so it could be a divorce. Or like, you know, they had to divide the assets or something. But yeah, look, they've made a decision here. There's something about meeting you, because like I said, it's this divine feminine, divine masculine process. Like, because the more that you get into your divine feminine, the more the masculine, like divine masculine, they become. And apologies, caps, my camera cut out. It makes things more clear, so they're, you know, more able to stand up for themselves and make this decision. So there's a decision being made here to leave whatever this was. Yeah, look, Eight of Cups, they're done, they're gone. And you know what else I want to say? The Eight of Cups usually means that they're leaving behind a situation that wasn't great, because they're taking their cup away from somewhere where it wasn't being appreciated, and they're coming towards you. And they have a very full cup. King of Cups here, they have a lot of love to give. Chariot and the Hierophant. I think you guys are going to end up in a commitment quite fast. I think this person is coming in looking for commitment here. Clarify this. Yeah, look, the Tower. Everything's going to fall apart kind of quick. Like, not for you, but this relationship, or like this situationship, or whatever they've been in, it's going to fall apart very fast. It's almost going to be like an overnight decision for this person. They're just going to be like, you know what, I'm done, I'm not doing this anymore, bye. And then they're coming towards you, and it happens like almost overnight is what I want to say. Clarify the Six of Swords, please. They're a little shy, or they're a little reticent to come in, and I feel like it's something to do, like they're very repressed, or they're shy, or they're cautious, and it's to do with like all this abuse or pressure from the family or something that they've been through, okay? So when they first get with you, that's another symptom of a blocked throat chakra. They might be very quiet, or it will relax. The more that they're with their feminine, or the more that they're with their masculine, the more comfortable they'll be. They'll be very relaxed around you, okay? But it might still take them a while to properly accept that they're safe to speak with you, okay? So you might have to be patient with them. Clarify the Six of... Yep. Oh, come here, card. Oh, this chair is crap. Hold on a second, Cap. So you have the Six of Swords with the Ten of Pentacles. You guys, it's like literally you're literally going to be in a commitment like overnight. You might even move. You might move away with this person somewhere. They might come in and say something like that, like, look, let's just go somewhere away from my family, or like away from my past. Let's just go. It could just be metaphorical, you know. But yeah, you guys are, it's solid. They're coming in for something really solid with you. Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck. You could actually move with this person. Maybe you'll move to be closer to them, or vice versa, but yeah, they're coming in for commitment here. This is someone that wants to build a legacy with you, like children, buy a house, marriage, whatever you want to call it, okay? They want to come in and like lock this down, because they know you're the one, Capricorn. This person knows you're the one. They know that you're their divine feminine or their divine masculine because of what you've done to them, because you've made them feel so much more confident. They feel so much more powerful. You make them feel powerful, you make them feel strong, you make them feel like it's safe to be themselves and speak up for what they want. And let's be honest, could you give anyone a greater gift than that? So let's get some characteristics cards here. What I would say about these cards is it's been coming up sometimes with it's been describing the person I'm reading for. So you might find some of your characteristics or your appearance comes out as well. But I'm going to try and keep it focused, okay? Clarify, who is this King of Cups? Describe this King of Cups coming in for Capricorn, please. You have blue eyes. You have Gemini, so there could be a Gemini. Who is this person coming in for Capricorn, please? You have Sassy. Who is this person coming in for Capricorn? Clarify this King of Cups for me, please. You have Affectionate. I'm just going to take that top one. Tell us about this King of Cups coming in for Capricorn, please. Tell us about this person coming in for Capricorn, this King of Cups. Tell us about this King of Cups coming in for Capricorn. Yeah, they definitely have like water in their chart somewhere, so, or they're very they're not reactionary, like I said. I think, you know, if anything, this person kind of veers towards repressed, but I think they're very romantic, like they're very sweet, very supportive. The King of Cups energy is really someone that you can trust, like someone very authentic, very sweet. I don't want to say soft, but like kind of soft, you know, like just really nice, like just a really nice person. You have charismatic here as well, which is very King of Cups energy. Ooh, that came out very fast. Kindred soul. So you're going to feel very, very at home with this person because they're your divine partner, you know. This is why they feel comfortable around you. Okay, what else about this King of Cups energy coming in for Capricorn, please? You have serious. So it's a very serious energy, and you have passionate. Ooh, very nice. What else about this King of Cups coming in? You have dark here. What else about this King of Cups coming in towards Capricorn, please? What else about this King of Cups energy coming in towards Capricorn? I'm just taking the ones that fall with this deck because it flips over very easily, so otherwise it's too many cards. Tell me about this King of Cups energy coming in for Capricorn, please. Tell me about this King of Cups coming in for Capricorn. Thank you. You have medium height. Tell me about this King of Cups coming in for Capricorn. Don't forget as well, sometimes these can be kind of the way that they're thinking about you. Like if you're looking at the physical characteristics and you're like, that seems like me. That could be like a little bit of how they see you coming through. You have driven, so they're very driven. What else about this? Yeah, saucy. I would say that's more you. I don't know. They might also be very saucy, but it's kind of repressed. Tell me about this person. Yeah, Pisces. This person might have Pisces in their chart somewhere. Let's get a few more. Tell me about this King of Cups energy coming in. Tell me about this King of Cups coming in for Capricorn. They are quite reserved. Tell me about this King of Cups. You have Leo. So they might have some Leo in their chart. You have free-spirited. Again, that could be you, because I don't know about this person being free-spirited. That might be more you. You have health conscious, so this person might be very health conscious. Tell me about this King of Cups coming in for Capricorn. Yeah, nurturing is very King of Cups energy. I just want to get some more. Just feeling called, so I'm going to get another 4. Tell me about this person coming in for Capricorn. This King of Cups energy coming in for Capricorn. Thank you. You have energetic. Whoever has the Leo in their chart, that's you. Like that's energetic. Oh my god, I can't talk today. Whoever has the Leo in their chart is also the energetic one, I would say, okay? Shy. I feel like this is your person. I feel like they're a little shy. And I feel like you might make them a little shy. That's also, by the way, something that's associated with the throat chakra is shyness. But if you're the one that's kind of free-spirited, you might make this person feel a little shy. And let's get 2 more. So you might just have to be patient with them, okay? Because like when they come in, and I know this is a long reading, but I'm just going to say it because it's important. When they come in, you might even think that they're a little bored by you, or like you're kind of like, oh, this is a bit of a stilted conversation or something. Like maybe they can't, and you're like, what, are you bored of me? Like, do you not like talking to me? But I think it's this throat chakra thing, which it can literally, like I said, it can, because I've experienced it. It's just like your throat closes up, like you, and your mind kind of goes blank, and you're lost for words. So that might happen with this person at the start, okay? But they'll relax more. The more that they're with you, the more they'll relax, okay? Because I do feel for some of you, they've been, I don't know, it's like some kind of emotional abuse or pressure, you know? What else about this? Yeah, they might be from a very traditional family where like emotions were not, you know, like emotions were frowned upon or something. Tell me about this King of Cups coming in for Capricorn, please. Tell me about this King of Cups coming in for Capricorn. Tell me about this King of Cups. Perfect, thank you. So you have patient. Yep, I think this is someone who really doesn't rush. I think you've waited a long time for this person. You have muscles, so this person like might have some pretty big muscles. So I'm gonna leave it there, Capricorn. They're actually telling me to get one more row. Okay. What else about this person coming in for Capricorn, please? Tell me about this King of Cups coming in for Capricorn. You have red here. So one of you might be Scottish. That's a bit random, and I know if there's Scottish people watching, I know that we don't all have red hair. See, not red hair, but it's an association that I have, obviously, like, you know, which if you're in Scotland, obviously it's not going to be that crazy that you're with a Scottish person, but maybe if you're in, like, I don't know, India or Canada or something, and you know, that might just be a sign for you if you're dating a Scottish person or you got your eye on a Scot. What else about this King of Cups coming in for Capricorn? You have self-employed. Again, that could be you, so you switch it as it resonates, okay? What else about this King of Cups coming in for Capricorn, please? You have faithful. This person is very faithful. And you have large and in charge wants to come out as well, and you have loving. And you also have Libra at the bottom of the deck here, so this person could definitely be a Libra. And you have large and in charge, so they might be physically very big, especially like if you're dealing with a guy, and they might be physically very big, you know, and they also might be like a boss, so maybe they were your boss or they're somebody else's boss, you know, or they're in charge or something. But even if you're dealing with a woman, like, she might be very small, but maybe she's got that kind of bigger, you know, larger than life energy, you know, like Bernadette from Big Bang. So anyway, I'm going to leave that there, Capricorn. I hope this was a useful reading. Many thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for me. If you feel like doing that, I'd appreciate it very much. Many blessings to you, Caps. Love and light.